All right, hour 2. Welcome back to LEATW, Around the World 24. I've changed my lipstick color so that it doesn't get all over my teeth for the 18th time. God bless. You know what? The first time I played the Opry, I was wearing red lipstick, and it wasn't the kind of lipstick that set. Girls know what I'm talking about. There's like matte lipstick that sets on your lips, and I was wearing red lipstick, and my mom will tell this to you guys when she gets on later today, but she always likes me to wear lipstick with color, and I hate wearing lipstick with color. I like wearing like nude lipstick. And so I wore red lipstick for her that night. And as Eric's commenting on this, I wore red lipstick, and I didn't wear red lipstick that sets, and I sang on the mic. And it looked like I just made out with the mic. Like I had red lipstick all over my face at my Opry debut. It was so embarrassing. And I walked away. It was fine when I was standing by the mic because you couldn't really see my smudged lipstick. But when I walked away, it looked like I had just made out with somebody. It was so embarrassing. So,
nice excuse.
I'm just, what do you mean excuse? I'm reliving my embarrassing moments.
It looks like you made out with somebody.
Oh, very funny. I was on stage. Okay, sorry, Jess. Did I miss your comment?
No, I'm about to go. Are you ready?
Okay, yeah, I'm so ready. Okay. We've got this down. What would I be without my fearless production team here? Mal's on. What up, Mal?
Wait, that's not the Bitly one. There's a prettier one. Hold on. Don't do that one.
Wait, okay. Never
can't-
mind.
She couldn't see it. It wasn't
Waiting.
showing.
When I click on it, hold on.
Just left click on it.
Marie likes this color better anyways. Well, thanks, Marie. It hopefully won't end up on my team.
Okay, here it comes. Are you ready?
Okay, here it comes. I'm ready. I'm so ready. Go team. See, we have our own little production team here. This is great.
Maybe say that.
Mal, I love you too.
She
Mallory
can't
is
see
like
it.
our behind the
She can't
scenes
see it
digital
from hers.
department.
Okay. She can't see it from her?
No.
You can't see it?
No.
Then I'll comment it
Gosh.
since I'm in mine.
Wait, I can't see it?
No.
Okay.
Can I pin it from here? Wait.
You should pin
Oh,
it.
you should pin it.
You should be able to pin it.
It's not giving me an option to.
Here.
You
do it
just-
for me. That way it's up.
What are we pinning, Lindsay?
There you go.
Chip just wants to get more followers.
Yeah. I just want you to get donations.
I want to get donations too. Okay, there it is. Okay, guys, so,
This once.
You're looking for a
This one.
request
So
from
it's one
Kaylie
press.
Bell.
One press. You don't have to hold it.
oh. Okay, pin comment. So the comment that we have pinned from Chip is the link to donate to the Make You movement. So this whole 24-hour concert that we're doing, I'm raising money for my foundation. I'm so excited that I got to launch my own foundation a couple weeks ago around the song Make You, which we will get to sometime over the course of the next 24 hours. I will tell you all about that foundation later. But I'm very excited that this whole next day is to help raise money for the Make You movement, to also celebrate the release of Heart Theory, but mainly to help raise money for the Make You movement, because it is something near and dear to my heart. So welcome to hour 2 of LEATW, Lindsay Around the World. Thank you all for hanging out with me. I think all of you are amazing. And it is midnight here. Heart Theory is officially out. The last hour is on my IGTV. We got to talk to Peta, who is an Olympian from Tonga. And that was so cool. He's just so inspirational. You guys need to go get his book. It's called The Motivation Station. You can totally find it on Amazon. But he was just so inspirational. And look at, we're already getting song requests. Okay, so we are in the time zone of New Zealand. And it's very exciting because CMT Australia just launched in July. And they have been doing so much to support, Aussie local artists, as well as US acts playing, all throughout Australia. I got to travel to Australia and play in Australia for my first time last March. In which I brought this wonderful human.
CMC rocks.
CMC rocks. It's where I hired Eric from a YouTube video, basically.
Money.
Oh my God. I hired Eric from discovering him on YouTube and realizing he was just such an incredible musician. I actually found videos of you playing Continuum, of which I recorded that whole record by myself, and I was like, well, I mean, he plays Continuum. He must know it, and that's a good place to start. So that's originally how I hired you, and then you hired the whole band that we had for CMC Rocks, your boys.
Liam Hogan on drums, Reese Fuller on guitar.
Liam and Reese, we love them so much. And that was like such a memorable show. I remember that festival. And it was the first time that I had played without tracks for a long time. We just played as a 4-piece band. And they had no idea what I was going to be like.
So
tell a story of our first rehearsal.
Like when I got hired for Lindsay to play for her in Australia about over a year ago. Normally, female singer, when you're playing for someone, you just think, oh, they're just gonna play. Yeah, here we go, chords, here we go. But first rehearsal, first song, the song is Wildfire, and it's a guitar solo. And I made my guitarist learn the solo. Because I didn't know if I assumed Lindsay wasn't going to do it. First rehearsal, she plays the solo, and the whole band, all of us look at each other and we're like, what the heck? And I was like, I need to play, like, that's when I knew. I was like, oh my goodness, this artist is something else. There's something a bit more than just like, oh, I play guitar, here we go. But it was like, oh, she can actually play guitar. And I'm not trying to bag out musicians that can't play, but what I'm saying is like, oh no, she can hold her own. And I use the word ballsy. It's like there's a lot of weight underneath it. I was like, damn. Yeah. And then the rest is history. I was like, I need to play for her forever.
The rest is history, yeah. I mean, obviously, Australia is our next hour, so we'll get into all of the nitty-gritty of that trip. But from Australia, I was able to travel to New Zealand for my very first time last March.
You're saying it wrong. New Zealand.
I'm saying it wrong?
New Zealand.
New Zealand.
There it is.
Really?
Yes. Go.
New Zealand.
Go.
New Zealand. Well,
New
when we get
Zealand.
our next guest on, she will definitely correct me. But I loved New Zealand. And now I'm going to be self-conscious of that.
L-U-N-D.
New Zealand.
Land.
New
Yeah.
Zealand.
New Zealand.
Oh, so it's not New Zealand. Got it.
New
Got
Zealand.
it.
New
See,
Zealand.
look at all the things I'm learning. But that is our feature this next hour is New Zealand. Is that better?
Yeah.
Great. Of which we are bringing on our next guest. I saw her come on here. Let me just see. There she is. So, New Zealand, Kaylie Bell. We're going to bring her on. She is connecting. Kaylie! How's it going?
Cheers to you. It's your big
Oh
day.
my gosh, cheers. Cheers.
New Zealand. You got it right. You got it good.
Absolutely. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. How are you? It's midnight over there, is it?
It is midnight. Yes, it is 12:12. My album has officially been out for like an hour. It feels crazy.
Well, it's actually been out for like over half a day here. It comes out like, because we're so far ahead of you, I've been listening to it since about 9 a.m. this morning. So
I love you
It's
so much.
awesome.
So you got the sneak peek. So you are New Zealand born, right?
yeah, Kiwi.
You are officially a Kiwi. So beautiful. So what city were you born in?
A little country town in the South Island, a little town of about 3,000 people, called Waimate. And I'm in Auckland at the moment, which is the biggest city in New Zealand. It's at the top of the north. That's where you came, right? Auckland?
That's the only city I've been in New Zealand, and I wanted to go to the South Island so bad, but we just didn't have time. We were in between shows between Australia and Japan. And so next time I get there, I'm definitely going to check out the South Islands. They look incredible.
Yeah, I will kidnap you and steal you away because it's very different to the north. It's kind of like the postcard island. And yeah, it's sort of like, we're a little bit biased, but it's definitely like the beautiful island, the South.
Yeah, it looks like the Lord of the Rings. I don't want to say that to be, cheesy about it, but it honestly looks like the Lord of the Rings terrain, and I'm obsessed with that. It just is so beautiful.
But I do remember you guys came and then you were straight to Japan like the day after or something. Hey, it was crazy.
Yeah, it was crazy. We got in. We got to do a little bit of sightseeing. We actually went to Hobbiton.
Oh, did you? Oh,
Lord of the
awesome.
Rings fan here.
Yeah.
But it was so cool to get to see like the actual movie set and how much like love they put into that thing, and the fact that people can actually see where they shot a lot of the movies. It was really, really cool. And then we also saw One Tree Hill, which the view
Yeah, that's beautiful.
from up there is incredible.
Did you get to go to Waiheke Island? Did they take you? We probably didn't
Okay,
have
so
time.
I wanted to, but we didn't have time.
Yeah, okay.
How far is that from Auckland?
Waiheke is like a half-hour boat ride. You've probably heard all about it. It's just the wine island, basically.
Yeah.
So it's like the greatest place on earth, pretty much. So it's half an hour on a boat. You can stay over there, and then they just have like little vehicles that take you around all the wineries, or you can walk between some of them. Like it's pretty sick. It's
amazing.
It's right up your alley. So next time we will get you back.
Okay. Done. Well, I cannot wait to come back to New Zealand again soon. And enough about me and my tourist desires. But you are the most streamed country artist from New Zealand and Australia. That is incredible. Congratulations.
Thank you. It's been a fun few years, just like putting out singles and giving them a bit of time to kind of, have some legs and have a bit of love around them. And it's kind of, getting to be out there playing those songs now, as you know. But I think we're kind of lucky in lots of ways to still have streaming, that people can still, go and find our music is actually a really cool thing right now. So it's been a fun few years, just coming to Nashville and writing songs and putting them out. It's been cool.
So you've been coming to Nashville though for like the past 10 years, right? You've been coming back and forth a lot.
Yeah, I think 2010 was about my first time. Actually, my first time that I ever saw you play was at the Grand Ole Opry on the outside stage during like a CMA fest. Do you remember that?
I totally remember that show. It was so hot.
It was so hot.
Like everybody was sweating and there was nothing you could do because it was CMA Fest. And yet I always say it is so unfair when girls sweat on stage, because when a guy sweats on stage, it's sexy. And like Keith Urban, for instance, he like sweats on stage and everybody, it's sexy for like a guy to like be like
it's
playing
sexy.
and putting on stage. And a girl sweats on stage and it's like
it's
not,
that's as a
it's
man.
not sexy.
As a man, it is.
It's not.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, she's sweating. That's gross.
And like the
So anyways, I do remember that show.
About, we just have so much more admin to run. It's totally not fair. Totally not fair. But yeah, I remember, and you played some Bonnie Ray. I'm pretty sure.
Good memory. Dang, Kaylie, I'm impressed.
Yeah, it was amazing. I loved it. That was it's like one of those things. You know how you just have those moments that like I just remember that night because like you said, it was so hot and just an awesome night. All those nights at the Opry are awesome nights. So I've been coming back for like 10 years now.
Wow.
And I'd hope to kind of move in the next few years, but who knows? We'll see. You're living in Nashville now?
Pardon?
You're in Nashville, not in Canada at the moment, yeah?
I am. Yep. I've been living in Nashville now for 10 years. And most of this year, I mean, I haven't been back to Canada since last December.
Wow.
And I was talking about visiting my parents, but it's just like the quarantine rules. Since I'm a Canadian citizen, I could technically get into the country, but just the quarantine rules, it's just a lot to sort of manage and figure out. And so, I don't know the next time I'm going to go to Canada or going to be able to feasibly make it happen. But it's been an interesting year. So you released a single in lockdown called Home, right?
Yeah. I don't know about you, but I have not been very inspired, like particularly in the first part of lockdown back in March, like just nothing, like, and that was like the only song I wrote for about 3 months. So we basically just kind of ran with it. I've got my friend staying at the moment who produces for Disney over in LA. So he's stuck in New Zealand at the moment. So we've been kind of just like trying to keep each other motivated and yeah, we wrote that song together, and it was kind of like New Zealand got out of lockdown really quickly. So we were allowed to fly and move around the country. So I flew back down home south where I was from, and we filmed a video with my family down there back in June, I think it was. And we released it, and New Zealand's kind of been getting back to normal for like the last few months, and then just this week we've had some more cases and we're back in lockdown again. So it's kind of like,
Okay, because for a minute there, you guys had no cases on the whole island, right?
yeah, so we had like 100 days straight of like nothing. So
That's
life was
incredible.
very, very normal for a while, till Wednesday this week. We've just gone back into like complete lockdown, so we're on house arrest again, like you guys. So
So how many cases do you have now? Do you know?
not many. So there's still only like 14 cases, but the problem is they can't trace the source at the moment. They're still trying to find out where it's come from, because you don't want community transfer, obviously. Once it's back in the community, it's really hard. But yeah, so we find out tonight where we're moving, whether we're going back into like this lockdown for another few weeks, or if we kind of, yeah, it's a funny old time, isn't it?
It's a really funny time. Yeah. And the fact that you guys are doing that for 14 cases, and yet we have like thousands, like 20,000 cases, and everybody here's like, yeah, we're going to go to Broadway. We're going to do these things. I mean, it's crazy. You guys are being very responsible and taking care of business, and we are just like
doing whatever, right?
Let's go party.
Yeah, oh man, it breaks my heart. Lots of just sort of seeing a lot of that, hey, around the States and concerts and stuff, because it's like, but I mean, completely different situation too. New Zealand's tiny, but yeah, we're so lucky that we've got such amazing leadership here with our Prime Minister, and everybody is pretty, you know, we all kind of just get on and listen and try and follow suit, which has been quite good. It's but yeah, it's just funny having that freedom, and like I guess we were really spoilt for a while there, and now we're back to it. It's like, oh God, we're back again.
I am so with you. Well, I still am very impressed, and really, you guys are just being so responsible with it. I'm sure you will be out of quarantine and in a much safer spot much earlier than we are. Are you accepting any international flights into the country?
Just Kiwi citizens are coming in now. Yeah. Okay. So no tourists or anything. So yeah. But that's still where the issue is, at the border. So it's a bit crazy.
Well, okay, now back to you. So you've toured a lot with Keith Urban, right?
As have you.
We share this in common. Yes, Keith is such a sweetheart. As you know, I mean, he is one of the best humans and just so supportive. And and I love that you've gotten to tour with him. Where is the first place you want to play once you get out of lockdown?
I really want to come back to Nashville.
Really?
Yeah, like as you said, I've been coming for 10 years now, and I don't think I've had a Kiwi winter for 10 years. So this is the first one, and I'm just not handling it very well. So I'd love to come back. Like one of my favorite things to do in Nashville is come back and watch or play the songwriting rounds. For me, they are like, I just absolutely love them. Like going to the listening room, on a Monday or a Tuesday and just sitting there and, I really miss that. Like, like hearing the stories and, all those things. And like, I mean, I guess that's sort of kind of like, I wanted to ask you some stuff about your songs, because like I said, I legit have had it on repeat since 9 o'clock this morning, and I'm like obsessed.
Thank you. Yeah, ask away. Hey.
And yeah, so I wanted to know, did you write the Make You song that you wrote with Brandy? Was that when you guys were touring together?
So we didn't write it when we were touring together, but Brandy has been a friend of mine for so long, and after that tour was when I asked her to write the song. Awesome. And so we just got so close, and it was something that I knew I needed to write. I tried to write a song about that so many times, and it just always ended up being so dark and so heavy. And it was after that tour, because Brandy and I were on the road together for 32 days straight.
Yeah, I was thinking that you guys got pretty close.
Flew like a 36-hour travel day to Australia. We played 2 weeks in Australia, New Zealand, and Japan. And she's just like, one of the best people to have on the road. She's like so easygoing, so funny, so cool. And so yeah, we just even became closer than we were, and yet she is like such a wordsmith. I call her like the female John Prine of our times because she is just so talented.
Yeah,
and,
she's incredible. Hey.
And yeah, so shortly after we got back, I was like, Brandy, will you help me write the song about my story? And she like fearlessly in 2 seconds said, yes,
Yay.
I absolutely will. Thank you for having the courage to want to do this. And so yeah, so we wrote the song shortly after
Her
that.
song's incredible, by the way.
Thank
like,
you.
Amazing.
Thank you so
She's
much.
written a couple on the record, has she? Have you written a couple with her?
Yeah, she wrote that song, and then she wrote a song called How Good.
Yeah. My favorite jam is Go To at the moment. That's like that's like today's jam.
Yeah, I love
That's
that.
like
Thank you.
So good. And I'm going to like call it early, but I do think that Want Me Back is going to be your first like number one. Like I know you had a number one with Brantley, but I just feel like it's a number one song. It's so good.
Well, Kaylie, we are going to put that in the universe, and we are just going to welcome that into our ethos.
Manifest that.
Thank you for saying
Honestly,
that. Well,
so
I appreciate you wanting to come on this live so much. Everybody, you need to check out Kaylie Bell's music. Go check out her Instagram. Go follow her. We cannot wait to have you back in Nashville when you are allowed to travel again. But probably you want to
You guys
stay
come
hanging
here
out
first.
in New
Maybe
Zealand.
you come to New Zealand.
It's probably a safer place to be right now. So you're smarter than the rest of us.
Well, you're welcome anytime.
Thanks, girl. Well, I love you. I'm sending
Love
you
you
so
too.
much love, and I hope we can see you soon.
Yeah. Cheers, Lindsay.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye. Yes, with her wine. What a sweetheart. Yeah, Kaylie Bell, everybody. You should go check out her new single, Home. I think we should play another song from the record.
Okay.
Because Kaylie was talking about Brandy, maybe we should play one. Do you want to play DJ?
Oh, DJ.
Eric's the best DJ.
What song?
And then we'll play at the end of every hour. I don't know. Every hour is just going to be different. Marie, you should be having wine.
What song did you
Let's play How Good. So How Good is the second song on the record. We just may play the record in order. This song I wrote with Brandy Clark. It was the third song Brandy and I have ever written together. The day we wrote this, I knew it was going to be something so fun to produce in the studio. It starts with like this Stevie Wonder clavinet. I love the clavinet as an instrument. I just think it's so inspiring and it's just so groovy. It makes me want to dance. But I love this song. This is called, oh my gosh, Steph Jones is on here. What up? Steph, I love you to death. Steph is such an incredible songwriter, so you all know. She wrote the song Brown Girl, which we will play soon. But yes, this is the second song on the record because we're playing the record in order. This is called How Good.
I'm far too fast. I'm a hope that let's go last. I'm a heart with good intent, it's still a complicated mess. I'ma say what's on my mind at the right at the wrong time. So here I go. You don't know how good I could ever. Boy, if you just keep me love you, I think you should. But if I were you, I would. You don't know how good. You make your heart forget. Broken promises, regrets are the almost better offs, and how I wish you never met. You stay for one more drink. I don't know, just what you think, babe. You don't know how good I could love you. Boy, if you just let me love you, I think you should. But if I were you, I would. You don't know how good. don't know. You don't know how good I could love you. Why if you just would let me love you when I think you should. But if I were you, I would. You don't know how good. You don't know how good I could love you.
So high. That note is so, oh guys, that note is so high. How good I could love you. Singing that full voice live is going to be a feat. It's going to be a
Great
feat.
song.
Thanks, Eric. So wrote that with Brandy Clark. That's the second song on the record. Eddie says, "Damn girl." Yeah, I love that song. It makes me want to dance. I remember the first time I played that song in front of you guys. We were playing Billy Bob's in Texas, I think.
Yeah.
It's this big club in Texas. And I normally have like an acoustic portion of the set where I just like go off on a whim sometimes and do random things and play random songs. And so I had just written How Good with Brandy and was like, I'm just going to try it tonight. You know?
And Lindsay's like, I'm going to play a new song. Like, we haven't even heard it.
I know. And they hadn't even heard it. And they were like sitting side stage. And sometimes I just like fearlessly, I'm like, I hope this goes off well, because I was like looping this thing and I sang it in that key and it was really high. And I was like, my voice was like distorting. I was like,
Like, the band backstage is like, oh, what song is this? We've never heard this.
You guys came on stage and you were like, what was that? That was amazing. So yeah, that was a really fun moment. Elise was there. That's right. You were totally there. RJ Murphy said Billy Bob's just reopened. That's amazing. We love that venue. We love that venue. It's so fun. Okay, so we have another guest coming on for our New Zealand time zone. For those of you just joining us,
It's Australian. We're Australian now.
we're Australia now. Okay, never mind. That was New Zealand. We're moving forward in our time zones. We have so many guests that we want to feature.
A lot of my musician friends love this band, actually.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Eric really helped with our Australia booking portion of the live. Actually, you helped with a lot of countries. You did.
Chip did
thank
most
you.
of the work.
Chip did actually do most of the work.
CMT did a lot of work too. Let's remind people that CMT's on the air.
Let's remind people that CMT Australia has been doing so much for local Aussie artists as well as American acts who are wanting to build their careers over in Australia. They have done so much for me and helping get my music played. From the first time I played CMC Rocks last March until now, I love the Australian market so much. You guys love musicians, and CMC Rocks was such a fun festival. It was just like, where am I right now? It was a really good time. One of our shows got rained out. I do remember that. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna bring on our first Aussie act. We're moving to the
Where are we?
Australian
So-
time zone.
Yeah, so these guys are in Melbourne.
These guys are
I
in
think
Melbourne.
we're talking to their bass player.
Okay, perfect.
You
Why
can-
can't I open?
won't let
Come
you.
on. Come on.
Oh no. Oh, here. It won't let you.
Interesting. Interesting.
It won't let you accept our guests.
All right. Well, our guests are the. Oh, did you make that happen? No. Oh.
No, cancel.
Guys, it's our first day in the job. Well, we are bringing on the Teskey brothers, And if you guys,
I don't know what's going on.
I don't know what's going on either. Teskey Brothers, if you comment, I probably can bring you up from that as well. What time is it in Australia? I think it's like 3:30 in the morning.
No, at night.
I mean,
in the
3:30
afternoon.
in the afternoon. Sorry, of course, obviously. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, there it is. Yeah, okay.
There you go.
Perfect.
Brendan is, I think, chatting with us.
Brendan. Let's see. What up?
Hello. How you going? Happy International Heart Theory Day.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, that's totally what we're gonna call this.
That's nice.
Happy International Heart Theory Day. Brendan, how's it going?
Going very well. 3:30 in the afternoon.
It is
Just so
3:30 in the afternoon. A much
international
better time than 3:30 in the morning.
audience is aware. Yeah, well, I probably wouldn't have agreed if it was 3:30 in the morning.
I wouldn't blame
But
you
I
one
got-
bit.
but
What's
Eric
your
was up pretty late
backdrop
last night.
there?
This is my, I have a weekly TV show that I do on our Instagram. So this is the Not So Late show. So I just thought, a little cross promotion for everyone.
I love it. You guys need to check out the Not So Late show.
Yeah.
Okay, so yes, do you know Eric? Do you guys know each other?
We haven't met in person, but we've been stalking each other on Instagram
We've
for
been
quite a
connected
while.
with all these different people. We're both bass
Excellent.
players, so we love the same instruments and
You
the
can
same
talk bass.
vintage Fenders.
Both bass nerds. Have you had a chance to play any of the new songs live yet, or has all this happened since the release?
All of it has happened since the release. We've done a few virtual shows where we've been able to play a few of the songs. We shot a show at the Ryman last week, which was such a treat.
Yeah.
Anytime we can play the Ryman, it's just like,
It was empty.
whew. I know. It was Eric's first time playing the Ryman, and I felt bad because it was empty, and it's not the same as a full Ryman, but it was still a Ryman, which was cool.
Yeah, we played. I think we played there last year, and during part of our set, we walked into down into the audience, and because you know how it's got that sort of round, sort of church vibe to it. It was a really, really cool time.
For anyone who hasn't seen the Ryman, it is a very old church. It has stained glass windows. It does kind of feel like this bowl that you play in, and you can stand on the edge of the stage of the Ryman and sing a cappella, which basically just means no music, and you can go oh, and it will reverberate throughout the room. It's so cool.
Yeah, how are you finding the online, the streaming, and the performances to empty room kind of thing?
To be honest, Brennan, I'm kind of over it. I mean, I love it, and I will take the I mean, this is the time to be honest. I will take the opportunity to perform live stream shows over nothing, but I miss playing on stage so much. I miss it so much.
Yeah.
How
Well,
about
I mean,
you guys? Have you been doing a lot of live streams?
no, not really. I mean, we've done a few. We haven't done many live streams. We've sort of done more of the what you did at the Ryman, sort of a pre-recorded, so a full performance, but just in an empty venue. So we've done a bit of that, which has been televised back in Australia, which is nice. But we haven't been doing too many of the sort of Instagram live streaming things, just because we can't be in the same room as each other at the moment, so it makes it a little difficult.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay, now tell me your history. When did you join the Teskey Brothers? When did you form the band? How did you guys all meet, get together? How long have you been together?
Well, we all grew up together. So we all live in a little town called Warrandyte, which is in the outskirts of Melbourne. We all sort of basically went to school and started playing music as we were teenagers. Josh and Sam, who were brothers, they started playing when they were maybe 10, 11, 12. And me and Liam, the drummer, started playing around the same time. And we eventually just ended up joining forces. We actually used to play Battle of the Bands and stuff, and our bands would compete against each other, and they would always win. So we just thought, you know what? If you can't beat them, join them. So, yeah. I mean, we've been playing together since we were teenagers. So it's probably 15, it's probably 20 years all up, but probably 15 years of gigging and doing all of that. So, yeah.
That is incredible. And you guys were up for 7 awards last year at the ARIA Music Awards?
Yeah, yeah, we're nominated for 7. We won 3, but nominated for 7. So
Oh, you
Thanks.
just,
It was,
we just,
Yeah,
we just
no
won
big
3.
deal.
We just
no
won
big deal.
3.
We just won 3 awards. It's not that
Yeah,
big
well.
of a deal.
yeah, you would have liked to take all 7 out, but it was it was a big year for music that year. There was a lot of amazing releases. So the not to sound like a jerk too, but we also got nominated for a Grammy. But unfortunately, Billie Eilish released an album in the same year. So
What's that?
you know.
I mean, you got nominated with Billie Eilish. That's not a bad thing. I mean, it
Yeah.
happens. Congratulations, Grammy nominated.
Thank you. Yeah.
The boys are killing it here. Like when I found out about you boys, I thought you guys were from here. I thought you guys were from Nashville.
Yeah, a lot of people, we get that a lot. People message us quite a lot, and it's always funny. People from home, like in Melbourne, will always go, "When are you going to visit Melbourne and play some shows?" And it's like, dude, we live in Melbourne. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, we get that a lot, obviously, just because of the type of music.
Okay, I need to ask you about Holger Christoph.
Holger Christo, okay. Where's the connection there?
So, hi.
Okay,
Is
Chip's
that-
gonna say hello.
is
Chip
that-
is my manager.
Hey,
Hey-
I
hey, Chip.
also manage a band called a band called Cordovas, and he's.
Of course. Well, there's your connection with Holger. Yeah.
There you go.
You know, I
And
love the Cordovas so much. I love that music. Yeah.
Well, he says the same. He talks about you guys a lot too. So I just wanted
Okay.
to bring him up real quick.
Yeah, Holger's a legend. Holger's responsible for a lot of the success we've had in Europe. Like he was really going hard with helping us promote stuff and just get really cool opportunities. He's just such a he's just awesome to talk to as well. Like he just loves music that much, and he's always like, "Oh, have you heard this new thing?" And I'm like, "Nah," and then I listen to it. Of course, I love it. So yeah, he's a really great resource to have around.
Totally.
Absolutely.
Thanks.
Holger, shout out to Holger and Songpicker. There you go.
What a small world. How our worlds collide.
Yeah.
So, how have you guys been, doing this quarantine? Are you all in different locations? Are you all like fairly close, or are you completely spread out?
Well, me and Josh live next door to each other, and the
Oh,
studio is
that's
next
amazing.
door, so that's pretty convenient. And Sam is probably half an hour away, and Liam's half an hour away. So it's not too bad, but at the moment, because in Melbourne we're in stage 4 lockdown again, so it's kind of pretty restrictive as far as what we can do as a band. So,
Yeah.
we're just doing the kind of Zoom songwriting catch-ups
Yeah.
and trying to make the best of it. But everyone in the band's songwriters as well, so it's kind of, we can do work on our own and then bring it to the band later once we can sort of get in the room again sensibly and, all of that.
Absolutely. I know, because Melbourne was doing really, really well in terms of COVID cases. And then, I mean, at least you guys are taking it responsibly compared to most of us over here. But you guys are back in stage 4, hey?
Yeah, we're going up. We're in stage 3 for a while, and then the numbers didn't seem to be dropping as much as, the government and many citizens alike would have hoped.
Yeah.
So we jumped up to stage 4.
Gotcha.
And we'll probably be in this for another couple of weeks, but I think we're starting to see some positive effects of it already, which is great. So,
That's amazing.
but New Zealand, I tell you what, New Zealand you mentioned New Zealand before. That's the benchmark of how to deal with a pandemic.
I know. We were just talking
they're
to Kaylie
onto
Bell.
it.
She's in Auckland, and they had like 100 days of no cases.
Yeah. It was funny. I was actually on the phone the other day to a friend who lives in Auckland, and right when because they just apparently had 3 or 4 cases or something come up. And just as that happened, her phone started going off with this like government broadcast message saying that they're now in stage 3. And I was just like, now that is some serious, taking it serious action right there. So kudos, New Zealand.
Yeah, kudos to New Zealand. But you guys are doing much better than we are. So kudos to you guys too. How do you like the Zoom right? Have you gotten accustomed to that?
I mean, no. I mean, Zooms are just painful. It's like you spend 10 minutes of it just, are you there? Can you guys hear me?
I know.
Have you got me?
Like you sing it and
Yeah.
like and then the other person sing it and there's a delay. You can't play together. It's just it's awkward.
You die 1,000 deaths. And yeah, we're like,
You really do.
and when, and because like at first we were like, oh, this would be cool. We'll be able to just like play along. You can sing along, and then you don't realize how much latency there is between the two things. And it's just, I'm sure there's an app somewhere, or someone who's smart could develop an app for musicians to like practice or share ideas in real time with zero latency. But short of like a live Pro Tools session, I just don't know how to do that.
I know there is an app. I'm going to get all studio nerd on you. There is an app called Audio Movers. Have you guys used
Okay.
that?
No.
So
Well, we don't
you
have a
can-
computer in our studio, so we're pretty old school.
Gotcha. Yeah, I think it works
They
in Pro
record
Tools.
with tape. That's why they got a Grammy
Oh, yeah.
That's
It's
how
so
they
much
got
cooler.
nominated. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, still nominated for a Grammy. That's my goal. That's my goal for 2021.
Well, I have a piece of advice for you.
Please.
Don't release an album in the same year as Billie Eilish.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, you know what? I am all for good music just being released. And the fact that you got nominated alongside Billie Eilish is amazing. That's badass.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, it's
so
pretty
cool.
crazy. Yeah.
But yeah, Audio Movers, it's a good plugin. I think it runs on all platforms, Logic, Pro Tools. It's kind of cool. It gives you like a real time link. So you just load in the plugin. People are probably so bored by listening to this conversation, but it load in the plugin and then it gives everybody a link that they can log on to. And then on the web, on the internet, I sound like a really old person right now, but on the internet, you can click a link and it will give you like real time audio that is at the same time. It's not like through the delay with Zoom.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, well, that'd be a pretty handy tool, I reckon. I mean, I find it really hard not being in a room with someone, particularly songwriting. It's like,
I know. It's not the same.
it's pretty hard
vibe.
to get a vibe. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I mean, co-writes are sort of hard enough as it is. I don't know how you go with that, but I struggle with that a little bit just because it's like, I don't know. Yeah, I haven't had a successful co-write session yet. But
I've
knows?
done a few. It's harder for sure to get a vibe going. But yeah, I'm with you. I cannot wait till we can write in person. I will say though that I've been writing more with like my UK friends, just because everybody's writing on Zoom now. So it's like, well, I might as well write with my friends that I can't normally write with. And
Yeah.
so that part's been good. It's been like bringing the world a little bit together. I have a question because as a solo artist, I never really have had this as an option, but as a band, do you assign different jobs to each other? Like, does somebody handle social media and does somebody handle booking things and or do you kind of do everything? Does everybody help out with everything, or does everybody like assign a job? Like you were the social media guy.
It just kind of works out that way. I mean, everyone in the band has strengths and weaknesses, and as we've sort of progressed, we've kind of figured out who's good at what and also who's interested in what. So, yeah, I mean, everyone does different roles. I mean, Sam's kind of the engineer of the band. He sort of does all of the tape op and engineers our albums and all of that, and I get really involved in the production side of things, and Liam's like heavily involved in the design and the artistic side. So it works really well because it just falls to each person's strengths, and it also takes the weight off, like particularly with a release, as you would know, like the amount of promo that you sometimes have to do. Like if you're touring and trying to do promo, sometimes it can just be a bit much, particularly in your voice. So for us, it's really handy because, if Josh, the singer, if he's, not feeling well or just needs a bit of a rest, I can go talk some crap about music and whatnot. So yeah, it's nice being able to divide it up. I think the other side of it though, where it's not so nice, I think our manager would love to manage a solo artist because then you don't have to get 4 people to agree on something.
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew that I could never be in a band for that reason because, like, I'm just way too opinionated. I'm sorry. And I also think that I would, like, work harder than anybody else in my band. And that would probably, like, drive me crazy. Except this one. He will give me a run for my money sometimes. I mean, he's doing this whole 24-hour concert. So,
Yeah.
my God.
Well, maybe you need to...
Go.
Sorry, go on.
Our sound engineer was like he's fangirling right now. Our sound engineer, Red, is like, I'm fangirling right now. He goes, I'm so caught up. What a tune. And,
Oh, cool.
and he was like, can you mention I met their American keys player, Mary, the other day?
Oh, yeah, she's cool. She lives in, I think she lives in Nashville as well. So,
No way.
yeah, Mary.
We
Yeah,
love
she's
Red.
awesome.
He's our front of house. He's like one of the best engineers ever. So he's a big Teskey Brothers fan. Red, what up?
Oh, there you go. Yeah, Mary's cool. She's she's so cool, lovely to tour with. There was also do you guys know a bass player called Kevin Black? Plays
I know
with
Kevin's name. Does he live in town?
yeah, yeah. He plays with someone quite known, but I just can't think of it right now. But he's filled in for me when I couldn't do an American tour as well. So him and Mary jumped in, so that was really cool. Somebody asked, I wonder if they're reading my comments. Well, Lake of Freak 33, you can guarantee that we are. There you go.
Believe me,
You've had your
it's been like an art ever since this beginning of quarantine. I'm like good at now reading things and trying to understand and sing songs and reading comments at the same time. There's been talks of like Sarah and Courtney are starting a new account for me, and don't worry, we're reading, guys. We're reading your comments. Somebody says Heart Theory equal Grammy nomination. I can talk.
There you go.
Yeah. We'll take that. Okay, so if there's one song that people should check out from the Teskey Brothers, what should they check out first?
Oh, I don't know. It's hard with us because we're not really a singles band. Like we've never really had that one song that's kind of like, if you look at our Spotify streaming numbers, it's like our whole album gets pretty much equal plays. So,
well, that's amazing.
I don't know. Like it's just.
I mean,
I'm so caught up.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, so caught up. Check that out. I mean,
okay,
there's something for everyone.
Because
like
it's Red's favorite.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you might not like our music or whatever, but I guarantee there'll be at least.
No.
I was going to say at least there'll be one song that somebody will like because it's pretty varied, the genre. So. Okay. Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, everybody. You need to go check out the Not So Late Show. You need to go check out the Teskey Brothers. You are officially our first official Australian guest on LEATW around the world.
Well, apart from Eric, but yeah, you know.
Yeah. Well, that's true. I guess he's kind of, but he's
I'm
here
American now, so.
Yeah, right.
No.
Yeah, you don't count anymore.
Becoming Americans, yeah.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for having me on, and happy International Heart Theory Day. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much. I love that title. We are definitely going to take that. Happy International Heart Theory Day as well. Thank you for being a part of this special day in my life. And next time I come to Australia, we all need to hang out.
Definitely. You've got a massive following in Brisbane, actually. So we should definitely key something up.
Done and done. I love Brisbane. I love Melbourne.
Collab.
I'm down. I'm 100% down. Let's make this happen.
And me and Eric are just going to bass nerd out and do like.
You guys can bass nerd out all you want.
Yeah. We'll alienate. Love you, bro.
Brendan, thank you so much. You guys go check out the Teskey Brothers. Check out the Not So Late Show, and we'll see you when we're in the country, hopefully sometime soon.
All right, cool. Thanks, guys. Enjoy the rest of the stream. Bye.
This is so fun. We're bringing in like people from around the world.
They're awesome. Like I'm glad. Red's such a big fan.
I love that Red's on here and he's freaking out about them. That's amazing. Yeah, gosh, I cannot wait till the next time we can go to Australia. Do you think we could do that sometime soon?
No, sure. If I went home, I was deciding, it's like, should I go home at the beginning of the pandemic?
Yeah.
If I went home, I wouldn't be here right now. I wouldn't be allowed to fly anywhere.
Because you'd be trapped in the country?
Yeah.
Gotcha. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, well, that is almost the conclusion of hour 2. We went from Tonga to New Zealand to Australia. And the next hour is also still Australia.
All Australia.
All of Australia.
Sure, it's too big.
We are paying homage to this one's country. I have been reading your comments. Sarah and Courtney, you're creating a belly button page? What is going on?
The next 2 hours.
The next 2 hours is celebrating all things Australia.
Hey, also acknowledge that the pinned comment is not linkable, so we're going to make an even shorter one so people can like type it out.
Amazing. Okay, the pinned comment is not linkable, so we are going to make an even shorter one so people can type it out. But you can also just go to my bio in the few minutes that we will be concluding this hour and click on the link to the Make You movement and donate there. But I think we should play a song to conclude this hour. I kind of think we should play something brand new. Should we?
Okay.
I'm kind of nervous, but
something we've never played before.
something we have never played before. Sure. It's a great idea, Lindsay. Great idea. I kind of think Steph Jones was on this chat. I think she probably went to sleep because it's really late.
What does she want?
But she is such an incredible
We can
songwriter.
play in her dreams.
We can play in her dreams. Steph, as you're dreaming, we will play for your dreams. She is such an incredible songwriter. She inspires me. She is such a badass woman. She just walks into the room and you're just like, energy level up. But I wrote the song Wrong Girl with her. And Eric and I have never played this.
Oh, okay.
We've never played this. So this is like our rehearsal. This is like rehearsal on Instagram Live. I really don't know what key we should play this in. I wrote down that it's an F.
Okay.
You guys are gonna get to see us rehearse. Basically, this is like a live rehearsal. So it's like 2, 4, 6, 5.
Okay, got it. Got it.
Yeah. In F. So you get to see performance, you get to see rehearsal. Senna's still on here? Wow. I'm so impressed. I feel so loved. What up, Senna? Senna, we'll get to your favorite soon. Don't you worry.
Alright. Here's a song we've never played before.
Here's a song we've never
It's in
played
the
before,
album.
guys. And yeah, it's track 6, I think. This is Wrong Girl. Ready?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, here we go. Someone to call when there's something you need. Somebody to keep within your reach. Someone to give, cause you wanna take. Somebody who just lets you get your way. Hey, if that's what you're looking for, you should be looking for somebody new. You've got the wrong girl. If you think I don't know what I'm with, you living in the wrong world. I'm better than that and I know what I deserve. And if you think that you're gonna come get what you want whenever you want and become, you've got the wrong girl. You've got the wrong girl. I'm not gonna bend, let you make the rules, and only the things that benefit you. I ain't gonna change, cause I'm already good. Think again if you think I would. You've got the wrong girl. If you think I don't know what I'm worth, you're living in the wrong world. Better than that, I know what I deserve. And if you think that you're gonna come get what you want whenever you want and become, you've got the wrong girl. You've got the wrong girl. If that's what you're looking for, you should be looking for somebody new. You've got the wrong girl. If you think I don't know what I'm with, you're living in the wrong world. I'm better than that, I know what I deserve. And if you think that you're gonna come get what you want whenever you want and become, you've got the wrong girl. 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 Yeah, that's pretty good, right?
I was on bass on that record.
You were.
That's right.
Eric played. We had 3 band tracking sessions, and he played on the last session, which was so special.
I was on that.
He crushed it with some incredible musicians. Aaron Sterling on drums, who's like one of my favorite drummers on the planet. Eric got to play with him. He was so special. Anyways, a brand new song from the record. We are going to be playing the whole record live and playing tracks and interviewing guests from around the world. We are showcasing time zones, and we are going through all of the time zones throughout the world and bringing on guests from every time zone, paying homage to our International Heart Theory Day. Is that what Britton called it?
International Heart Theory Day.
Happy International Heart Theory Day, everybody. Because Instagram cuts us off every hour, we are going to load this hour on IGTV and then start hour 3. I love you all. Thank you so much for being here. I can't believe it's so late for some of you and you still are here, but I love you all so much, and we'll be back in a couple minutes.